Yeah. So you gonna roll with us?
I can't.
Why not? Oh, the police is after you, huh?
Nah. I'm on punishment. My mom says I can't leave the porch.
Oh, man.
Come on, let's hold the porch down.
What's up with this now? We holding the porch down, talking about just how reality's turned out. We ain't finished, ain't even finna be for a minute. Everybody's playing games, what's up then let's have a scrimmage. Gotta unify the cooler guys with you and now you must discuss truth and lies, eulogize the proof in time what makes us us. Ain't no way to be bored now. Come on, we off the porch now.
Have you been on mute this whole time?
There we go. Can you hear me now?
Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Can you hear me now? There we go. Okay.
Okay, there it is.
So,
What's up, y'all?
Oh, sorry guys. I just been talking this whole time. So let me start over. So when I got diagnosed, originally I got diagnosed while I was in the military. And I got diagnosed with severe anxiety and depressions. And then when I got out, when I started going to the VA, when I got out, I got diagnosed with bipolar. In between there, you remember when I worked at Spirit?
Mm-hmm.
The people at Spirit gave me another diagnosis, and that got tacked onto that. So it has that, and like I said, they all have the same like characteristic symptoms and everything, and so it gets classified as neurosis, which is not a civilian term. It is a more military. They use it in military medicine and stuff now, just because of that. So, and when my med, you remember I told you my meds didn't come in. Well, it wasn't really my meds didn't come in. What happened was, at the beginning of January, I called to get because I didn't have any refills on my medicine. I get 3-month scripts, and so I called and said something about it, and then completely forgot about it. And so 4 days before I was supposed to get my medicine, it dawned on me that I needed to call him again. And so I called him, and I called him on a weekend. And the lady on there, she was like one of those weekend nurses, and she was just like, oh, whatever. And so I called again that Monday, and the lady was like, oh, we sent it out. They sent me the wrong medicine.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And so I was sitting there, I was like, shit, what am I to do? What am I supposed to do? And so I called, and I think I got them to refill it. And then, because usually it takes like 4 days, nah, they wanted to take that whole 10 days. You go sit and you go suffer. But yeah, like like I was saying, like I have like really heightened serotonin, and so it's easy to set me off, I guess. Like and it's like not like set off like angry. Like if I get like excited about shit.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Or
I know what you
like,
mean. I'm a little bit like that myself.
yeah.
Like I can, yeah, it can go real high or low, real fast or slow.
Hmm. And
Oh,
so and the medicine that I didn't have is the one that is supposed to like knock my serotonin all the way out.
uh,
Didn't have none of it. So I was just up,
yeah.
moving, and I say like I guess I mean some of it is, well, we'll get to that part.
Mm.
So what did you say? Oh, you said you believe you had undiagnosed anxiety. And
Yeah.
what makes you feel like that?
Um, just the thought processes in my head, the way that things kind of play out, how often, the lack of ability to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just everything is super calculated in my head, even if it doesn't look like it on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think too much, all the overthinking and all that kind of stuff. That plays into a big part. Like I would never say I'm depressed. I'm a
Oh,
generally happy person.
oh, brother, I threw myself into a meltdown. I and she's in here too. I threw myself into a meltdown.
What happened?
Because me and her were talking, and I have this thing in my head, and it's like it is a rejection fear,
Uh,
and it wasn't that she was rejecting me. I was just my mind said she was rejecting me, and it was right here, smack dab in my forehead, like not in the back of your head, smack dab in my
it's right
forehead,
there.
and I'm just like,
Yeah, yeah.
so I
And
mean,
then apparently, I don't know what my face looks like whenever, like my heightened sense or all my thoughts come out. So I'll be like, and my eyebrows are like, yeah.
yep.
So it's always written over my face, and just kind of just that kind of thing. I don't say it's like I don't ever say that I got one thing or the other, but like kind of anxieties at a level that you can track it as far as a diagnosis, probably.
Right. Oh,
But
there's a way to track it because you know I get panic attacks, for real panic attacks, and
mhm,
like to the point I if because most of the time if you get a panic attack it's either it's go subside or you just pass out. Your brain has to reset.
mhm,
So
mhm,
most of the time you'll see me just randomly sitting on the ground in the living room
uh,
because I can't. I just be curled up in a
yep,
ball.
yep. I didn't realize, especially when I was a kid. When I was a kid, man, like I used to like I was a temper tantrum kid, like all of those
Mm-hmm.
emotions all over the place and having no way to really like control them,
Mm-hmm. And
and being spoiled on top of that,
yeah,
and just that kind of shit is something goes on, and
a couple wires ain't crossing, and and that's the best way to put it, man. Like
but
I one of my other symptoms is like memory loss. Like you'll see me, I'll just fucking
oh
stop,
man,
and I just feel like, what the fuck was I
oh
doing?
man,
It gets 10 times worse
when I
when
tell you, I never even thought I'd have a partner because like I would literally say I'm about to do something, let something else distract me, and
hmm,
just that fast right there.
oh,
I was
it
like,
won't
I'm
like
crazy.
yeah. You
Like,
usually I'll get distracted if I
and
if
sometimes it's
huh,
harder to manage.
yeah if I am like if I'm doing something, if I'm doing two or three things, like it's okay,
Mhm,
it's easy for me to forget. But
mhm,
when I'm not medicated and stuff like that, I will go in that room and I'll say I'm finna do something, and as soon as I hit that doorway, I done forgot what the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have I like plan out everything. Like everything has like a plan, and I got steps for it. All that goes out the window.
Yep.
I did.
Yep.
When I say I be on autopilot, I just be winging it. I don't have no plan, no nothing, and that is dangerous for me.
Why?
Because stuff does not get done. It gets done productively, but it doesn't get done quality. Like there's no quality behind it. So there's no reason for me to be trying to do shit while unmedicated, and because I will inevitably take 5 or 6 things and stack them on top of each other and try to do them at the same time with zero plans.
Mm. Mm. And then just don't get done, huh? Yep.
None of it.
Don't be so hard on yourself. What you got to get it done for?
She said, I read something that said, what if when you walk in a room and you actually saw an alien and it wiped your memory so you didn't see it, it happens to be a lie. That's basically, yeah. I get Will Smith, Men in Black every time I walk into my room.
Yeah, no, same. What's the alien from American Dad?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I got Roger just come in. Boop. That's probably what that looks like.
Yeah, and since we, talking about 5 tasks at once,
Yeah.
you talking about possible ADHD. What?
Yeah, like, it's possible ADHD, and I heard those things like anxiety is depression is
They go hand in hand.
anxiety sometimes come hand in hand with ADHD and
And we already know you got ADHD. That's me too. Go you go to that doctor. Go to that doctor.
You're gonna try to give me some pills. I won't do it.
I mean, that's if that's what you worried about, that you can refuse those and just go to like I said, the therapy is not the psychiatrist give you the pills. The therapist is the psychiatrist and the therapist are 2 different things. The psychiatrist is gonna give you the pills. Your therapist is gonna give you the coping skills.
Okay.
You like that?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's
fair.
nice.
That's fair. Okay.
So
pills.
coping skills. Yeah. So
okay.
I'm
not against therapy. I'm not against psychology. The whole the medicine thing, and it is another. That's more so for people like me. You know what I did? I watched that the documentary on Netflix.
Which one?
That one. I can't remember, but it was the one about like ADHD and the pills, and like it's amphetamine.
Yes, it
it's
is.
Amphetamine, and no.
It nope. is. So ADHD medicine is highly addictive. As we all know that. No. But I mean, there's other shit that you could do that just. And I said, I'm for the medication if it's needed, but there are other ways, and that's where the therapist and stuff comes in. So, to get you those coping skills and to just have somebody to talk to.
That's a fair point to have. And like I said, I'm not against it. I know you told me, because I'm very picky about my therapist. I'm very picky about who I talk to in the first place. But I got family that has. I don't necessarily family to get like answers that I need, but we do counsel each other pretty well. We're really good about checking ourselves and each other.
Mm-hmm.
and we keep a pretty strong standard of like if you're gonna be fucked up, at least take care of your business. And that kind of just gave me like a confidence in myself to be like,
So, and
man,
I'll talk
you
about that
know,
part too,
just to
because
kind of get through it, just to get through it. You know what I mean? That's what it
yeah,
is. It's not to solve anything. I could be blocking the blessing for say, but um,
and
just it
yeah,
hasn't happened yet.
and again, that comes from because you asked about trauma too, and trauma is a
Mhm.
gigantic piece of this.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think you really understand how much it is, because all of these things stem from
Mhm.
trauma. So even the like me, uh, whenever I'm constantly looking over my shoulders, like washing the dishes and shit,
Mhm.
what do you think that comes from?
I
Okay.
mean, yeah, it's trauma, but there's no but. I'm not arguing the statement, but what the way I look at trauma is that you can't avoid it.
You can't.
It can never be what it could never
You
be anything different because it already happened.
you can't, but again, these things ingrain in your DNA,
Hmm. Absolutely.
which is the reason why so like my like that heightened serotonin thing that I was talking
Uh-huh.
about, that
Uh-huh.
stems from a bunch of like trauma, different traumas,
Mhm.
and me being in excited situations all the
Right.
time, constantly.
Right.
So like that, yeah, it grows with you, and the
Right.
more you get, the more. And to combat that, you go to therapy. You talk to those people, the people that handle those specific niche situations,
So, oh, go ahead.
because in the end, your situation is different from everybody else's, but at the same that there's a person that went to school and studied these things for years and
Hmm.
know those small niche symptoms and stuff, and know how to combat those and give you those skills to combat them, and me, I don't necessarily like. One of the examples is like the deep breathing and stuff like that. I don't really use that stuff anymore because I've been uh, working on like studying like Buddhism and stuff like that. So, and there are there's so many ways that you can combat that. And I say this because, but I say that, but I say that therapy is the best situation because there are times when you don't know what the fuck you gonna do. Uh, the Deontay was talking about it, and
Hmm.
these motherfuckers that go on, and you think, oh, they were such wonderful men, and then it's a murder suicide.
Hmm. Hmm.
These
Now
people were so. These people were so.
that's fair. But
Or
that in
these
of it,
motherfuckers, and you could have. This could have been something that could have been nipped years and years ago, but there are black men and black women who are scared of these diagnoses. I will say that again. There are black men and black women who are afraid of these diagnoses.
it is, but
And in the end, they are going to get either themselves or somebody else hurt.
so therapy negates any negative DNA created by trauma.
No, it gives you the coping skills and the healthy mechanisms to uh, deal with those. Because what is your first when you have a an event that transpires? What is your first instinct to do?
What do you mean an event that
Something
transpired?
something that
Like something traumatic?
agitates, yeah, something that agitates you or puts you in a funk like that. What is your first thing to do? Like me, hounded you for about content and stuff, what was your first thing to do?
My first thing to do physically was to not respond.
See?
Is that a negative thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because you still need that communication. Because
Did we eventually get it?
What did it do to me? It set me in a fucking spiral. So then I was calling you more.
But I was already in a spiral.
And
right.
See?
So, but that's what I'm saying.
And you need those, you need those coping skills to say, hey, I know that he needs something right now. I need to breathe, calm down, take that deep breathing or whatever that they give you. Take that step, calm down, and then you communicate and say, hey, I'm not in the mood. All you had to do was say, hey, I'm not in the mood right now. Can we talk? Give me a time and a place, and you go back and you do your stress management, and I get to go back and I just do my shit. And that's how healthy coping skills work. They help you with these coping skills, and again, it is that place for you to let that agitation out. Because they're not going to judge you. First of all, they got HIPAA laws. That everything that's in there don't come out of there.
You say they got HIPAA laws.
Yeah.
That's fair. So, instead of going to therapy, paying somebody, and not talking to nobody, now I have these instructions that you've given me because you've been to therapy in my time.
That's the tiny bit that I give you. It's not. Listen, I know I'm fucked up, but
okay, like to be real, in this time, you said the way that I responded made you feel a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's wrong with saying the way that you delivered made me feel a type of way?
And why weren't we communicating that at that time?
Because I felt like it was common sense.
Common sense ain't so
I felt like
common.
it was common knowledge that I was a little bit more on the busy end. But that's also on me too.
The fuck is wrong with my... Are you fucking dead?
What you doing?
Oh, I thought my mouse was dead.
We live, bro.
No, I thought my mouse was dead.
I'm playing with you. But no, I thought it was just a little bit more of an understanding on your end. And that's where the miscommunication was.
Right. But I mean, and you know, when you get into those situations, especially what was I saying? Oh, the helping coping skills, because because you said you are aware that you have those things. I think for some people, I'm not gonna say you, because yeah, I feel like you have anxiety, but it's not to a point where it's just like out there.
No, I ain't killing nobody yet.
But I think that it is dangerous to have not actually have the diagnosis, but go undiagnosed and not have the coping skills, because some people's is worse diagnosis than others. You get what I'm saying?
It's fair.
So that's why I encourage people to go to
to me, for what I see in my perspective, the things that are feared by not going to therapy are not common enough in my eyes, in my personal eyes, damn the news or any of that. to see that I can make it without prioritizing it. I'm not saying that I've seen anybody reach a certain level that they wanted to, and I'm not saying that people that went to therapy haven't always like there's not a commonality between success and therapy. But what I'm saying is to prioritize it right now, or say that there's just going to be a time where I just have to attack it.
But
It doesn't really.
here's the thing, and I'm gonna break this down for you. You got 24 hours in a day, right?
Uh-huh.
What time you go to work?
I get to work at 6 a.m.
You go to work at 6 a.m. What time you get off?
2:30.
You get off at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to do after that?
Go get the kids.
At what time?
4:15. I get home at 3.
Find you a therapist close to your kid's school. 2:30. You get there at 2:45. You done at 3:45. Boom.
I'm not going to therapy.
That's all you gotta do.
I mean, I know
It'll be good. It'll be good for you. It'll be good for Ashley. It'll be good for your kids. It'll be good for you in the long run, making you a better dad, giving you the time management skills, giving you those healthy coping mechanisms when your kids get on your nerves, when Ashley get on your nerves.
What my kids, dog.
It will be you know, it's all benefits.
But here's the thing.
Hey, Sadell said preach Q. Come on now.
All I'm saying is,
In the long run, in the long run, it is only benefits.
why isn't it okay for me to trust in myself?
Because sometimes your brain does not compute like that.
Well, here's the thing. I believe in couples therapy. I believe in therapy. I don't believe in actively seeking when you don't feel like it's your time.
Yeah, Seidel said he's looking for a therapist himself. What do you when is your time gonna be?
When I feel
All
like
right,
I'm
then.
taking enough. Huh?
All right then, because I already knew you was gonna make up an excuse. When is your time? When is your time gonna be?
How am I going to be able to give you a finite answer to that question
Hey,
without saying something that sounds like something that somebody would say?
before it's too late.
Let's be real here. That's a very open question.
Before it's too late.
So, before it's too late. That's a good answer. But I heard it was never too late.
For some people, it may be.
For some people, it may be.
Have you seen our suicide rates as black men?
What does that have to do with me?
You are in that category.
And
We lie to ourselves to justify our bullshit.
hey,
Don't shoot the hey, I'm just the messenger. I'm just reading it.
you talking to that's a non-vaxxer talking to you, by the way.
Hey, big guy. Sun's getting real low.
And if Seidel, if you talked about some non-vaccine bullshit,
Now.
if you talking about some non-vaccine bullshit, go get your kids them goddamn vaccines. I don't play with that shit. And that's all I got about that.
Now, so since we there, nobody here is like, the thing is, it makes it worse when you pressure people to go to therapy. Am I wrong?
Sometimes,
Am I right?
sorta.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Like
So
it's
if there's no
again,
right or wrong about it, if there's
again,
no right or wrong about it, what is the point of encouraging somebody who already believes it's a possibility?
well, boy, we just telling you. We
I
are just telling
already
you
take that place.
of the bit.
I
We
believe
are telling
therapy
you
might
of the
help.
benefits of therapy. This
I'm not
is
saying
why are you deviating from the episode? The episode is not about you. This
you the
episode is
one
not
talking
about
about
you.
getting me to therapy and talking about like
We telling you the benefits of the therapy, sir.
I understand that there's benefits to therapy.
Oh, he said he didn't want to be part of the COVID shit. I don't even care about that anymore. At this point, I don't give a shit about that. I give a shit about measles and mumps and rubella.
Yeah,
If your
I
kid
get
ain't
all
got
mine. Well,
measles, mumps,
I had to
or
stop at a certain
rubella,
amount of COVID shots too.
yeah, I got
Anyway,
2 COVID shots, and that's what I got. So, if your kids ain't got measles, mumps, or rubella, we got a problem. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with encouraging people. You can say no all you want to. We just give
there's
you the
nothing wrong with
benefits.
encouraging people, but the thing that I really hate about people who identify mental health is that they try to tell people who are living their lives that they're doing it wrong. That's what it makes it sound like when you add too much pressure, though. That's what I'm saying. So, like, I'll give you a fine example. We was talking about getting whoopings of kids. Like, a lot of people would link that to trauma. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Now, as parents, the number one thing that they can do is what? Sacrifice, right?
Yeah.
So if she didn't whoop your ass and traumatize you, you might have joined that gang and got shot at 16 instead of dying from suicide from mental health at 32.
Or we could take away them games, take away that computer. In this day and age, that is more than
You snuck out the house.
I didn't sneak out until I was like 17.
I didn't sneak out of the house either, but our generation snuck out of the house.
Yeah.
We did things that we weren't supposed to do all the time. And depending on who we are, is how we maintain that trauma in the first place. But if you have an understanding of, particularly because a girl tried to tell me that I was super traumatized because my parents whooped me, and I wasn't disagreeing with her, but at the same time, what I learned is appreciation.
Did you watch that reel that I had posted with the lady, and she said that is the main takeaway from like the whoopings part of that. That is the part that our parents are not. We're not emotionally intelligent as they should have been. And don't get me wrong. The financially stable, they did everything good for us, but the communication wasn't there. There wasn't that communication piece. And,
But just because we know
for
that,
some people, had that communication piece, they would have been fine. Now,
and that's a big maybe. That's what I'm saying.
And so some of those people, like me, I go to therapy, and I that feels that necessity that I need emotionally from my past, and helps me with going on into the future. You feel me? So I mean everybody's different. At the end of the day,
and they are at the end of the day. But like I said, when the general consensus of a certain demographic in the generation is pointing fingers of that, and not to say that this is you, I'm bringing up an example for something that happened to me in between a girl on Facebook. They said this bitch was telling me that I was traumatized from being whooped and whatever. But you can't tell me I'm doing it wrong if I still have a genuinely loving relationship with my dad, a genuinely understanding relationship with my
Yeah.
dad that I can tell. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you're not
like
gonna tell me I'm
yeah.
traumatized by that. You know what I mean?
You can you can still
It's so
be
much of that that you don't want to
yeah.
hear none of that shit.
You can still be traumatized, but not affect you. You feel me? Like
But we,
it's not an aspect of you, and like me getting whoopings and shit like that is not an aspect of me and my mother's relationship at this point in time.
right, right.
That I think yeah, that's what you
It's a
was getting
whole lot
at.
of diagnosed
Yeah,
dummies is what I'm really
like
getting down to.
yeah, like we've
And
already
people that use that
acknowledged.
shit in order to basically get over on people because they feel
Right,
like they can't do it for themselves.
we've already
So, and
acknowledged.
I don't fuck with it. I don't. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
we've already acknowledged that part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
We've acknowledged it. We've done all the work for all that. So people coming
Mm-hmm.
at you for that, that's weird.
Yeah, yeah. It was really fucking weird. So like, when you get to the point where the general looks like that, and the people who are telling you they look like that, it's like I'm doing just fine. I hurt. We all hurt. And as far as being a better dad, you never know where you're going to place your hurt on your kid because you can't ever act as if you're not going to. You know what I mean? You gonna fuck
Yeah,
up as a parent,
you
and
are
and you better hope it's in the best ways you can, but you can't avoid it, and that's the way I view it. So I don't let it. Um, I try to cope in the best ways. I try to realize that I do need to cope in healthy ways. Do I always? No. Depends on the severity of the situation as well. But also, that's just me. I would say that was me being selfish because of how I handled it because I didn't consider you as a partner, as a co-host.
yeah.
But it was easy water under the bridge, also, unless
I get it.
you know what I
No, it
mean.
was yeah, it is, but it's. I only brought it up as an example, but it's also like one of those
I know.
it's one of those things to just think about. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
So you know,
Yeah, but I would encourage anybody who seeks. I wouldn't say don't do it.
right.
You
And,
know what I mean. I think that's
and this wasn't an ambush on you. I'm saying fucking just black men in general. Take your fucking ass to therapy
or at least
because
be
they
open to doing it.
need it. They truly need
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it is needed. It is 100% necessary.
Because the way
You got to be big enough in your chest to take that step. I
yes,
wouldn't even
and
sit up here and say I
I
am.
believe that
Clearly,
a lot of black men are scared of these diagnoses. I mean,
they're scared of medication. Nobody's
yes
scared to be called anything. I don't think. I mean,
yeah
it shouldn't be.
we have a certain level of pride. We have a certain level of pride, and when somebody comes and tells us, "Hey, uh, this thing is a sign of something,
Mm-hmm.
of
Mm-hmm.
you not being normal
Mm-hmm. So I know
in
you absolutely right,
societies." Yeah,
but that's why I need emotionally intelligent people in my corner. Like, honestly, I don't have time to do this, that, and the third, and enjoy my life and do all this at the same time. So let's cut the bullshit and say, just like we're on partner, I'm not about to argue with you. If you know you fucked up, you fucked up. But if you really gotta let me tell you, either you're gonna have to hear me in the moment and I'm gonna be mad about it, or I'm gonna suppress it for a while and at least give myself some time to get it out in a healthy way. But you do absolutely have to get it out.
yeah. Hey,
And yeah, like cause once you let that shit pack up and you think you can hold on to it or whatever, I feel myself get crazy like and starting to, you know what I mean? But we as black people gotta learn to just take a step and breathe because the natural way for us to think is the first thing we do is upset. Like I got my ass whooped as a kid, but I didn't get cussed out and snatched around the store and insulted on the way. So I didn't, you know what I mean? Um, it's differences. It's differences. I'm not a violent person, but I do
you
get
know,
mad,
you know what I'm saying. It's levels
But
to
I'm
it.
always looking for the best way to come around to something, man. Because I'm not about to mess with nobody. I'm not about to, no.
And like I said, it's levels to it, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, Blackfoot, so you got to understand some of this shit is ingrained in us from like slavery times.
It takes 7 generations for you to get rid
Right.
of shit.
So
You know what I mean? So that means crack gonna be around there,
crack is gonna
sharecropping,
be
redlining,
yes,
all that
crack is
shit.
gonna be
And
in the history and
and yeah,
everything.
but guess
So
what? Guess what? Whatever's happening to us now is going to be ingrained in our DNA too, and it's still fucking us up. So I'm saying there's no way to not be fucked up. So you might as well just be fucked up and know it. I'm
but
sexy and I know it.
but fucked up and knowing it gets a lot of niggas in jail, right?
No, niggas go to jail because they don't think they're fucked up. If you thought you was justified for killing somebody, would you do it?
And all these niggas. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me give you an example.
That's what they think
Hold
they're
on, hold
supposed
on,
to
hold
do.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me give you an example. Why do we join gangs?
I don't know. I never did.
Why? Typically, what is the reason to join a gang?
What was it like? Fellowship, brotherhood, or whatever.
To feel
Victory.
that to feel that sense of belonging.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if they feel like they belong, they feel like they're doing the right thing within themselves. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
They don't feel like they feel like that's what they're supposed to be doing.
So if a nigga, if instead of getting your ass whooped by your parents, you go out and join, and you go keep fucking doing the same gang shit. So you say, keep on saying, what if just at some point your mom said, you know what? I'm gonna take your ass to therapy. At 16, 17 years old. And now you got somebody to talk to.
At 16 or 17 years old,
And now you got somebody to
I
talk
would
to.
hope the therapist was going to be the one to talk to them in order to draw truth out, because people go to therapy and lie all the time, especially
Exactly.
kids that aren't understanding of how important it is to tell the truth.
Exactly. And so you know.
So, you know what I mean?
It might take a hold on.
That's what I'm saying.
It might take a few sessions to and it because it took me a few sessions to kind of get in that mode and fight, and eventually you will open up, and that's just the nature of it. So
I don't know that they always will.
And they see,
I don't
and
know
again,
that they always will, man.
and
It's
again,
like,
that
I mean,
is,
I'm sure everybody wants that.
and again,
I'm
that
sure everybody
is,
wants that acceptance and all that kind of stuff.
that
Like, even
is,
if you join
yeah.
the game, but you can't say that you can take every kid and take them to therapy and they won't join the
And
game.
you can't, and that's just that you already know that's just life. That's human nature. That is one, like we not saying therapy is the end all to be all. It'll never be the end all to be all. You don't just go to therapy and magically you're better, but it helps.
Right.
Seidel said, I bet half the men in jail are there because they didn't know properly express their feelings and they lashed out violently. That is exactly why. That is 100%. And I keep dropping this book.
I just believe in the order of chaos, honestly.
100%. And some people
to me, it's just the chaos theory, man. It's gonna be there, and you got to learn how to like maneuver yourself around all this old bullshit.
And Jess is in here.
Be all right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least if you just want to be all right, but I don't know. Is it like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't doubt it. I don't know. But like I said, you got to be ready on your own. I can tell you that for sure.
And Jess said Jess had a question earlier. I think
What's
I wrote
that?
it down. It was about how I approach emotion regulation and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, I guess the easiest way I need to figure out the easiest way to explain it, because it's kind of hard to, it takes me a while to figure out that I'm in that state, because first of all I forget that I don't have no meds, and so it usually takes about 3 days for it to kick off. And then once I start forgetting, my days will start running together first. And so I'll start to forget what day it is, and then my face gets hot and I get agitated. And you saw, if you go back and look at like the 2 episodes before this, and I had started recording early, and I kept getting up out of the seat, and I come back and I sit in the seat, and I get back up. I did it for like 15 minutes.
I didn't even notice.
Because I could, I set up all my stuff, and I couldn't figure it, for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I was just setting up, like, I would go in there and take out one thing and bring it back out here, and then I'd come back in there and I'd stand there for a second, and I'd be like, oh, I need this. And then, fuck it, like, it's all bad. And once I get to that point where I just don't know what I'm doing, like, I'm trying to do work, but I don't know what I'm doing, then I need to, okay, so you need to sit the fuck down and breathe, because I know where I'm at right now, and I have no, there's no chill involved whatsoever. I don't have a plan. I don't know what I'm doing. And it's also bad because in those states, that's when I get that craving, like, I need to slow down, so I need to get some alcohol in my system. Yeah. That's yeah. And so if I don't catch it, but I caught it. I usually I'll catch it. It's not.
Well, that's why I smoked weed. And let me tell you, one of my hardest mental health days was shortly after quitting smoking weed. Right?
Oh.
So like the first couple of days.
Yeah. Because your body,
your body's going through all that shit, and
your brain is going through that serotonin dump.
I'm almost like, I guess I just thank God I got like this movie scene memory or thought process to where I know how fucked up I'm being in my head. Even like I go through files and try to understand myself, and it's the effort that I put in to do that. And I might not be doing it the right way, but it's literally saved me
could not figure out
in that moment. I don't spaz on people, like I don't go crazy, like, and this be like at work where I'm at my peak of my stress. I still like, I breathe, I do this, and I do this shit on my own because I don't want to go to jail. Like no bullshit. It goes from me. I know my temper, and I took anger management classes when I was in 4th and 5th grade, but I had to start thinking about that kind of stuff like real early. So I forgot to tell y'all, yeah, I'm a high key early therapy kid anyway.
Oh, Sidell said we need the call in line.
Man, I know, boy.
Sidell said we need to call in line.
Like, share, and subscribe. That's all.
Yeah, boys.
and tell them we talking about mental health, and yeah, old girl said it was nice to see like just 2 black men talking mental health, just like really putting it out there, because I know I come from the completely opposite spectrum, and I knew this was gonna happen on this episode.
Yeah, because
and it's contrasting. It's not even negative because, like I said, we both have the decision in our minds. I think as far as leaning to the same side, just a matter of when. But just kind of just sitting here and saying, like, really putting it out there. We good?
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Well, not us, I know that, but that's what I'm saying. Like, black folks, like, we good. Like, but we do got to cope. Like, you absolutely have to cope. So you take them days that you feeling real fucked up, and you got to really sit and think. I got kids to look after. I got investments in myself that I done made. I don't care what's going on in my brain. I'm not letting nobody mess that up for me. And I go so hard in that on myself. I try to make the best decision. And I ain't been fired yet for that.
Hey,
So, that's what I said. Like, my kids is eating. I'm good. If it comes the day where I find a person that I'm comfortable, and I probably won't until I actually try to get therapy. But if I find the spot that's comfortable, I probably will seek out a little bit harder.
yeah.
But,
And like I said, I had that fucking meltdown,
mhm,
and I fucking knew. And
I didn't know.
Jessica,
Damn.
she kind of talked me through it. Like, I'm gonna marry her. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways, she kind of talked me through it, and you know,
I tell you what, and I'm telling you, dog, I'm not gonna sit up here and dump my Bible. But the last meltdown that I had, I prayed and talked to God. I slept for 6 hours. I woke up the next morning and got the offer for the job that I could have to sustain for my family. Like, it was a real ass conversation. It was a whole bunch of tears. It was a literal panic attack in the basement of my sister's on my sister's couch where I was just by myself. I took the whole day off of work and I just let it all out. But it was straight up prayer. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't always feel like the best Christian, and I know like God, everybody ain't on God's side right now as far as generational
listen,
religion goes. But
everybody has they
if you got
different.
somebody that you want to praise, and everybody does have a different approach, but if you got somebody you got to praise, you might try that before you go to a therapist.
Listen, if
I'm just
you
saying.
are because not to be
You
there.
good? You good?
No, prayer is. I was get ready to say prayer is a form of therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Mm-hmm.
people understand that it is a form of meditation. It is a form of affirmation. It is all of that, and
Yep.
I will never knock religious people. I will forever knock organized religion, but I won't knock religious people, like
I'm
people
just
that,
glad that
especially
people
people that
understand that you
uh,
know.
like people that study. I study Buddhism
Mhm.
and stuff like that. I don't practice Buddhism, but I study Buddhism, and there are
Studying religion
benefits
is
to it.
smart anyway. Like any kind, like you ain't never even necessarily got to practice, but the study of religion, the different areas, is like
Hmm.
a really good thing to do for yourself. And
It
I'm no Bible. I ain't read much
it
of the Bible,
gives you
but I got a relationship with God.
it gives you so because I study Buddhism and Shinto and Taoism and stuff like that, which are very morally they focus more on morals rather than like the Holy Spirit is going to fix everything. Like if you're a good person, and so I study more those and the relaxation side of that and things like that, and it helps. It does. It is a form of therapy. That's what I that like because again, not everybody is gonna want to go to some other person. There are stress management apps and things like that. There are forms where you don't have to talk to nobody.
Yep.
There are forms where you can do. My therapist, she calls me on my phone, and we have video calls every once a month.
Do people not journal anymore?
I do.
Like, do you ever go back and look and see how fucked up you may or may not have been
Oh, brother.
after you decided to learn and grow? You know what I mean?
Oh, brother.
Like, ain't that the best way to go in and like really give yourself your own applause? Like, so what the fuck is really going on? And
That is, but some people, I need validation.
I don't give a fuck.
I need validation to know that I'm
do, but I
doing.
don't. I really, really do, but I really, really don't. At the end of the day, like, especially if you're not doing none of them fine freaking F's for me, like, you're
If
not.
you're not feeding, financing, or fucking me, I do not care.
I do not care.
However,
So if you decided to mess with a psycho on a bad day, that's on you, dog.
however, in the back of my brain, the back of my brain is always telling me you could do better.
Of course you can.
You could do better. And
Everybody knows that. But,
to a
but when do
fault.
you stop? But then what?
Exactly.
Huh?
Exactly.
And then what? And then what? And then what?
And then I don't have nothing to do. And
Yeah.
that's how I get in trouble.
I've been using this reference a lot lately. You just right after Thanos did his snap, he went to that little bitty cottage and he grew his own fruit and he sat his ass down. That's the only thing you don't do. So why does it matter?
My brain don't
You
let me
ain't
sit
gonna
down. My brain don't let me sit down.
My brain is teaching me how to sit down. Like just going through life in general, just doing your shit, sticking to it, not giving up, applauding yourself, forgiving yourself.
True.
These are the steps that you take to do the. I mean, I'm a naturalist at the end of the day, but at the same time,
I had to kind of draw this out because of the beginning.
No, it was a big episode.
Yeah, I kind of had to draw this out, but yeah, we made it. Because I had to draw it out because of the beginning.
Back and forth about this shit, but it is like people go to therapy. I gave y'all the perspective of the common.
Do the work.
But yes, absolutely do the work.
I'm finna tell the nigga upstairs to go do it too.
He heard you.
He probably did.
And also, to be fair, I'm the one that sat in the room full of men and just said that's why we all need therapy and got looked at like I was about to get thrown out the back door. So
wait a minute. Hold on.
It's levels to this shit, brother. That's why I say.
So you was the one that brought it up and then didn't go?
Imagine you talking to them people in that room.
They're trying to fight me.
I want this shit, brother.
I want you to.
I told you. I'm the one that didn't even go. But at the same time, even planting a little seed for a nigga every now and again. You know what I mean? That's spreading. You know what I mean? You don't have to go.
That's
That's
all I'm here for. That is all I'm here for.
You have to be open-minded. It's 2025. Well, you make sure you keep your mind close to the things you want to keep your mind close to. That's on you. But nah. Stand on your shit though. If you really believe you can do better or be better and you ain't getting the results you need, goddamn right you need to go to therapy. Like that. Before you stitch somebody up, before you cut somebody up, take your ass to therapy. I done seen them niggas out there that ain't did no therapy. Made a shank and put it on a nigga's desk.
Hey, listen, we done seen.
I ain't did none of that shit.
We done seen.
I ain't did none of that shit.
We done seen the worst of the worst. So
yeah.
Go to therapy, niggas. God damn. I want y'all to do better. I want y'all all to do better. I want y'all to be emotionally intelligent for your partners, for yourselves, for your children, all of that. The people around you, it will help them. Go to therapy.
Do yourselves a favor. Listen to Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
True.
If you listen to a breakdown of it,
To Flourish, yes.
not a podcast, I'm just saying, I'm going to shout dude out. He broke down a really good explanation of how that album is rooted in his Kendrick Lamar's like trip to therapy. So the shit, yes, is effective. So do the work, man, but don't stress yourself out.
Yeah. All right,
Yep.
Trey, where
This has
can they
been
find
another
you?
Off the Porch podcast. We jumping off the porch and into therapy next time, baby.
Yeah.
Have
Where can they find you,
a
big
good
man?
night. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.